Welcome. You're listening to The Radke Show with David and Melissa Radke. Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Radke Show. I am Melissa Radke.
Oh, I'm David Radke.
Did you forget?
No, I thought you might introduce me,
I think we're past that point now. We're so glad that you guys are here. Right before we started, I looked at David, like literally we do a countdown on the camera. And right as it was counting down 5, 4, 3, I looked at David and I go, weren't those fajitas so good we had yesterday? So in case any of you are like, wow, the prep that these people do for this show is spot on. It is. We had filet fajitas. It's making David dance.
I'm kind of...
Watch this, y'all. You want to see David move? We had filet fajitas yesterday. They came from Papacitos yesterday. Did you notice that they brought out? So we, if you are in the Texas region, I don't know if they have Papacitos anywhere else. I think that's just a Texas thing.
I don't know.
They're all over Texas, but
I don't know if I've seen them. I mean, if they'd be anywhere else, it seems like it'd be like Atlanta, Birmingham.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It may just be Texas.
Papacitos is so good. And we get their filet fajitas and they came in. I was going to specifically ask, I didn't tell you this. I was going to specifically ask the waiter, hey, can you bring us a side of chimichurri sauce? I hope I'm saying that right.
That's kind of the
chimichurri
green.
Yes. It's like oilish green. Well, they brought it and I didn't ask for it and it comes poured over your fajitas, which take me now, Lord, and deliver me home. It was so good. But did you see Rocco scraping it off the top? What are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with that when the boy won't even eat a chimichurri sauce? But he will. You want to know how to get your child to eat greens? Tell him it's expensive. He won't eat a chimichurri sauce, but he'll order a $14 side Caesar. That we've got going for us.
To enjoy it.
So we left town for a couple of days and tell him what happened right before we left.
Right as we were leaving town.
Like literally, we had just packed and we're loading the car.
Remy had gotten extremely sick. And so she came in just like at bedtime, basically.
We have to tell them where she was in case they're new here.
So if you're new, Remy spends most of her summer at Camp Olympia.
Most of her summer as far away from us as possible.
It's an incredible camp. It's actually one of the top camps in the entire country, but it's actually located in Trinity, Texas, which is, 45 minutes or an hour from us. So it's nice. It's not
depending on how you drive, an hour 10 for me.
So anyway, so she has been there, she just gets like a couple hours off here, a couple hours off there. She doesn't get to leave a whole lot, especially this summer, because they've just been really, really, really busy. But anyway, so she called and said, hey, I'm coming home. And you could tell by,
actually, she called and said, I just wanted y'all to know I'm on my way home.
And she was really sick. She had the whole right side of her face was like swollen out because of a severe sinus infection.
Impacted sinuses.
And at first you might go, sinus infection. Her doctor tried to talk her into not going back to camp at all.
Which, by the way,
she had about a week of camp left. And she said, Remy, this is really bad. And so anyway, so she came in, we're trying to doctor her up a little bit, but we were literally leaving the next morning. We've got the doctor's appointment for her, but as we're pulling out to leave to go out of town, she's headed to the doctor.
And I had a hard time with that because we, as parents, obviously we want to be with our kids when they're sick. More importantly, even, we know our kids want to be with us. At least mine do. Mine
it's strange.
Close to me.
I thought when you were saying that, you want to be close to your kids when they're sick. You don't want to be anywhere near me when I'm sick.
Now, David, that's going to open up a whole can of worms that we don't have time for. Number one, my kids have their own room.
We ain't got time for it. What do we got to do?
My kids have their own room. Our kids have their own room. You happen to share my room. And I cannot stand the way you cough. David,
what,
it's like an alien that's living inside your
like that.
You're out of your mind. David, you have some kind of pop that happens in your throat when you cough, and it is so rough.
There's a pop about everything I do.
I don't like to be near David when he's sick, but it doesn't mean I don't send him my prayers. Because I do. Anyway, she's doing much, much better. I had to just leave her here and pray.
I say she's doing better.
Yeah, she's not
I don't know if she's
over it
doing much
completely, but
better.
she's back at camp because camp called and they're like, ring-a-ding-ding, where you at?
We gotta have you back.
So she had to leave and go, but I just had to trust that other members of my family could take care of her while we were away. And they did. My Aunt Melba brought her some Chick-fil-A, and Meredith checked on her, and Michelle, she was fine. She was fine.
You know, you've heard the saying, it takes a community.
Village.
A village? Oh, it takes a village? Mm-hmm. I like community better for some reason, but I was going to say, especially for this reason, since you messed what I was going to say up. In our case, it takes a commune, because it was all the people on the hill that
David thought we were a cult when he first started dating me. Pulled up on this big piece of land with everybody that lives here, all my family living around. He said, "Is this a cult?" And so really what we're trying to say is it takes a cult. Okay.
And the funny thing is, I remember asking that day going, am I going to have to start wearing denim? And I don't necessarily have it, but I have a denim look to me.
Okay. That is because, let me just tell y'all, I know your question is, wait, do a lot of cults wear denim? Well, I will tell you this. We were looking for churches in Nashville one time, and we tried this church. And when we went to it, everybody, not just a couple of people on the stage, everyone was wearing full tilt denim dresses, denim shirts, blue socks, blue tennis shoes, blue bows in their hair. Every single thing was denim or blue. And it freaked me out. And David said, I don't know. I kind of liked them. I thought they were kind of friendly. I thought they were kind of friendly. I'm like, yeah, because you're supposed to like give them your firstborn or something. It was very weird. So that's why David and I always relate cults to denim. Okay. Y'all.
Maybe I should be in a cult because I think I look pretty good.
That is Shepherd playing with his toy. We can't fault him. He's just a little puppy. All right, y'all. Speaking of cults, that has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about. Dave.
You totally missed and ran right over. I said, maybe I should be in a cult because I feel like I look good in blue.
You do look good in blue. Also, you could be in a cult. You could be a cult leader because you're charismatic and people follow what you say.
There you go.
All right. Hey.
And I love Kool-Aid.
I love a good punch. Listen, what we're talking about today, you know nothing about. Okay.
I feel like that's a lot of things.
That's probably a lot of things. But no, seriously. You guys, I am literally going to explain this to y'all as I explain it to David, because he goes, what's on the topics for today? And I go, I'm just going to surprise you. And here we go. Are you ready? So this is new to David as well. David, a couple of weeks ago, probably 2 weeks ago, I was perusing TikTok in a stall at P.F. Chang's, as one does. And I came across a video that had, like, at that point, it had like 4 million views. It is now up to over 7 million views. But it wasn't just that the video had garnered a lot of attention, but that everybody was making a video about the video. So obviously I had to stop, collaborate, and listen. Okay. I want to play a video. I want to play that video now for all of you. If you're watching it on YouTube, you're going to see the video. If you're listening to a podcast, you're going to hear the video. If you're like, I wish I wasn't listening to this in my ears. I wish I was watching this. It is just simply a woman looking at her camera phone, recording this video. Nothing is happening in the background. It is not about who she is. It is not about how she looks. It is about what she is saying. So if you are just listening to this on a podcast, you're not missing anything. You're going to hear it. Okay. David, everybody, I want to introduce you to a little video I like to refer to as princess treatment. The princess treatment. This is video number 1. Let's watch it all together, and then we will come back.
Let's talk about princess treatment if you're at a restaurant and how you interact with the waitstaff and the hostess. If I am at a restaurant with my husband, I do not talk to the hostess. I do not open any doors, and I do not order my own food. So someone had sent me a message a couple weeks ago asking about, like, let's say your husband drops you off and he goes to park the car. What do you do? Or if it's raining or something like that, and he wants you to put your name down. And I had a very similar situation happen to me with my husband a couple weeks ago. I'll put her question on the screen so you can see exactly what she's saying. But me and my husband pulled up to a restaurant, and he wanted to run in and see. We didn't have a reservation. He wanted to run in. Well, we didn't have a reservation, so we wanted to go up and see if it was possible for us to get in. He pulled the car up at the valet station. I stayed in the car. He got out of the car, told the valet, I'm just going to run in and ask a question. I'm going to leave my car here. I sat in the car while he ran in and asked them. They said, yeah, we have space for you. And my husband said, okay, I'm going to go get my wife, and then I'm going to park the car. So he comes back out, opens my car door, walks me into the restaurant, opens the door, and I stand and wait. I did not make eye contact with the hostess. I did not talk to her. I waited until my husband came back. He comes back, does the exchange with her, and then we went and sat down. Let's say it's raining. You already have a reservation, okay? Your husband's going to pull you up to the restaurant. He's going to get out, open your door. He's going to walk you to the restaurant door, open the door, and walk you in. He's probably then going to leave to go park the car, or he's going to go exchange whatever he needs to do with the valet. You're just going to stand in the lobby or whatever the space is, and you're going to wait for your husband to come back. You're not going to go up to the hostess and give the reservation name. You're not going to talk to her. This isn't out of like I'm better than them and I don't need to talk to them and I don't need to, I'm not like it's not in any sense like you're better than the hostess. You're just letting your husband lead and be masculine. He made the reservation. He's taking you out. Let him do the logistics. You're just being a princess. It's not because you're being hoity-toity. You're just letting your husband lead and letting him take care of it. So if I don't even know another situation where you would need to be dropped off, usually there's a valet so you can both get out together. But again, like you don't need to feel awkward about it. Another huge part of the princess treatment is, I don't know if we specifically talked about this, but the over need to like talk and fill space. Like you don't need to talk unless you are spoken to. And then if you are spoken to and ask, you could just say, oh, I'm just waiting for my husband. And then he'll be able to give the reservation. Or you can say, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure. My husband will be back. And then you can ask him. You can say it in a very soft and feminine way. I know this is going to be ripped apart. People will just take things seriously such the wrong way, but that's how I would handle it. And then let's just go further into, so if you're sitting down, you're ordering in New York, for the most part, the waiter would come up. They would ask, whatever, my husband would start to speak, and then the waiter would address them, and the waiter would get the hint and only then interact with my husband. Here in Salt Lake, they don't quite get it. I think they think that I'm like being, oppressed, or I don't know. They'll be like, what can I get you to eat? And I will just look at my husband. Like if they address me first, I will just look at my husband and let my husband order. He'll say, oh, she's da 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 da. And then if they have a follow-up question, like, oh, do you want it like this? Sometimes I will answer. Let's say I think maybe my husband doesn't know what I would want. I will then address the waiter. But it's almost like they keep trying to like get me to speak. And I'm like, no, I want him to order for me. I like when he orders for me. It's not that I'm not capable of ordering for myself. It's just fun. It's just a fun princess treatment thing. It makes me feel special. It makes me just feel like over the top taken care of.
Okay. That was about 4 minutes that we asked you to watch there. And
are you sure? It feels like a easy 45 minutes.
Okay. I know after 30 years of marriage, I know David so well. As we were watching that video, I kept saying, any minute now, he's going to say, turn that off. I don't want to watch anymore. And we had gotten 3 minutes and 50 seconds into it. And he goes, are you seriously going to make me watch the rest of this? But David, I just want to say to that, you do not understand what a huge deal this has been on TikTok. And the reason is because women go ballistic at this. And most of our demographic is women, not all. We've actually got some married men that are watching too, but most of our demographic is women. This goes all over them. So although you as a man might not be interested in it, trust me, our demographic is.
So you're saying nobody likes it. Everybody's upset about it.
I have not come across one person who said, I don't see anything wrong with what she said. Every single person that has made a video about it, and there have been hundreds upon thousands, it just flies all over them. I have my feelings about it. I wanted to do this episode. I wanted to do it for a while now because I have some feelings on it, but mainly I wanted to do it because I want to know your feelings on it.
I think my feelings are summed up perfectly about 70% of the way in of the video that we showed. Where did you hear the sirens? Because they were coming to take her away because she is that ridiculous. I don't want to call names past that, but I mean, that's one of the Dumbest things I've ever heard.
Okay. First of all, I don't want to make it about her as much as I want to make it about the concept.
The concept.
Okay.
I don't know her personally, and I can't judge her on a 3-minute video.
But David, I have questions because I will say, now this is not everybody's story, but I will say in my marriage, my husband does open the car door for me. He does put gas in my car. He does not ever in a parking lot at a restaurant and both of us get out and walk. He drops me off at the door. I don't know if that's because he saw his dad doing it or if he saw my dad doing it or both. I don't know where it comes from, but you do these things for me. I feel like you treat me like a princess all the time. Yet I would never, ever want or desire to walk in a restaurant and not make eye contact or speak to someone. I like people. I'm in the people business. I still think that 9 times out of 10, when something gets messed up, it's because of people. People are messy, right? But I like people. Why? How does that portray being a princess? But also from a man's perspective, and the fact that you like treating me like a princess, what do you think about the other things that she said?
It's just I don't know, the whole way that she was approaching it was odd to me. Maybe it was even in her delivery, but it was very strange. And I know she kind of covered this saying, this isn't, me trying to be better than them. Okay, if that's what she says, and inside she really truly doesn't think that, we can't climb in her head to know that. But 99% of the world are going to take it as her thinking she's better than them.
Especially
by not looking at them, by not talking to them, by not doing that. So, I don't think we should live our lives just jumping through every hoop to make every single person feel spectacular. Mm-hmm. That's not our job. But if 99% of the people in the world are going to take something you're doing as rude or acting better than or those kind of things, I think we gotta look at that and see if that's really what we want to be doing.
What's interesting to me is that David is watching this video from 2 perspectives that I don't get to watch it from. I only get to watch it from the perspective of being a wife. He gets to watch it from the perspective of being a husband and also a waiter. When David and I met, you were waiting tables. When we were engaged, you were waiting tables. When we first got married, he was waiting tables. So David is not some flash in the pan. I just worked at, like Cane's Fried Chicken for a little while. David was actually the youngest waiter at one of the top 5-star restaurants in Dallas, Texas for several years. They hired you up from valet because they loved his charisma. I'm telling you, he's got cult leader written all over him. But so I wanted to know how you felt about this video also from that perspective.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Why? Why is it a tough one?
Well, because my initial thing, I don't want to be overly harsh. I have no doubt that this woman has been raked over the coals over this.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be overly harsh. But if I was working and this lady came in and acted that way, most likely.
Don't say you would put something in her soup.
No, most likely if I could find out timing wise and then go, hey, Bill, I'm slammed. Can you pick up that table?
You would? You'd pass it off.
I'd want to pass it off because I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Because that's just, it's a bit odd.
It's odd.
Now, I don't know. There may be a few times that I order for you. It's probably more because we're splitting something.
Okay. That's so funny that you even say that, because
then the lady going,
David and I have gotten in the habit of splitting our meals a lot since I started taking a GLP-1. I'm not eating quite as much. Anyway, he and I have been splitting meals a lot lately. And I just told him the other day in the car, I go, David, I don't want to order for us when we split a meal. And he said, well, I only let you do it because I don't care what we have. And I don't care what you want on the baked potato. And I don't really care what the dipping sauce is. I don't care. So I've just let you do it. I said, I know, but it makes me look like I'm wearing the pants. You know what he's going to have? Creamy chicken enchiladas. That's how it makes me feel.
It's funny you say that. I cannot remember where this was. We were eating somewhere. It was a larger group. I can't remember. This happened recently. But I gave the lady our order. She took the order and I said, and she'll have this and she'll have this or whatever. And then as she was walking by, I looked back over this shoulder. I'd ordered like this, and I walked over this shoulder. She was getting to you. And I said, by the way, she can speak. I do allow her to speak. I was just trying to, I don't know. It just hit me because I don't ever want the other side of the other side of the equation of people thinking that she'll have this. I was in the airport a while back with Rocco, and the bags were coming out, and there was a pretty bag coming off the belt. And he could tell this lady, not an extremely older lady, maybe a little bit older lady, went to reach for it. And so Rocco reached to pick it up. And as he did, she goes, "I'm fine. I don't need your help."
No, you're lying to me.
No. And
he's a teenager. He was being a gentleman.
Absolutely. And he just kind of looked at me. I don't even know if she even caught any expression he made or whatever. And he didn't make her feel bad or whatever, but he just looked at me and I said, "Hey, buddy," I said, "I'm so proud of you for doing that." I said, "You know what? Yeah, there are some people that are going to give you attitude when you open a door for them. There's some people that are going to give you attitude when you try to help pick up a heavy bag. And I don't need anybody to help me. And, you're trying to oppress me." So you know what? That is all about them.
That's right.
And nothing to do with you. You continue to be a gentleman. You don't worry about whatever issues they're dealing with.
Right.
So I don't know that. I don't know how.
No, I think that's a great point, because I was actually going to ask you, David, when you listen to her tell this, and as a husband and also as a waiter, is she a put upon wife? Is this a he problem more than a she problem?
Well, it's hard to tell because she's saying it isn't. She's saying that it isn't.
Right.
So if we're taking
we can only take her at her word.
If we're taking her at her word, we're saying it isn't. But you would kind of wonder, is it like that? Yeah. You're not going to speak, I will speak for you, those kind of things. Because to me, and I'm a man, so maybe I don't know, but that doesn't even exude being a princess to me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things that would exude being a princess, and you don't speak to anybody while I come back. I can't imagine, if we're talking about princess, did we ever see Princess Diana do that? Like, she waited and no one, if for anything, doesn't make a princess like as high value and high worth. It seems like if you fell over on your back, you would just lay and kick your legs like a cockroach.
Right.
So I don't know.
There's a reason why Diana was called the people's princess. She was called that because she was among them, and even when she says, y'all got to know the part I found the most offensive. Zoom in on this camera right here for me, would you? You're going to talk and laugh femininely. I'm going to tell you something. David Radke treats me like an absolute princess. I am still independent. I can still make my own decisions. But when I am with the man who I find to be the funniest in the world, or when I am with my group of couple friends, I do not laugh femininely and quietly. I throw my head back and I laugh. Has that ever said to you, wow, I really married a stock grinder over here? Have you ever thought that about me? That I'm any less of a lady because I love a good laugh?
No. And to be honest, I don't question if someone's a lady or not, if they're as stiff as a board and they have zero personality.
Right. True.
It still doesn't make me think feminine, princess. It just was like, it's just personality, one way or the other,
Yeah. Okay. You want to take us out?
Well,
because I want to say something to you. We have one more of her videos, not quite as long, not quite as long. Not as many follow-up videos were made about this one. She wasn't ripped to pieces as much, but I had more of a problem with it. I actually had more of a problem with this one. And I want to know if I'm right or not. So it's going to be interesting. Go ahead.
So, hey, I know sometimes you want to bump through when we go to a break, but I assure you this break is going to be better than the next video.
It's going to be bump-rific. No, that would not be bump-rific. We wouldn't want them to bump it. It's going to be
fantastic. We'll be right back. The Radke Show is being brought to you today by Melissa's new book, Chicken Fried Women: Friendship, Kinship, and the Women Who Made Us This Way. This book is a love letter to the Southern women who raised Melissa, scolded Melissa, and taught her how to make gossip sound like a prayer request. It's her most hilarious book yet, and it's available right now wherever books are sold. All right, back to the show.
Okay, we're back. And I want to now play for you all again. It's just her talking directly to the camera. Nothing to see here, about a question that she received. After that first video, she received a question and now she's going to answer it and I'm going to be honest, I don't understand what she's saying. If I'm understanding correctly, I'm pissed. If I'm not understanding correctly, clarify it for me. Okay? But ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Princess treatment part 2.
Reverse princess treatment doesn't exist. I get what you're saying. I understand at like the core what you're asking, and I will get to that. But reverse princess treatment is not a phrase, and we're definitely not going to say that in front of our husbands. You are the princess. You are the prize. No one else in the family is a princess. Not the dog, the cat, the children, his mother, your mother, his sister, nobody else. You are the princess alone. You get all the extra love and affection. Anytime you think about wanting to do something for your husband, pouring into him extra, doing extra things, no. Pour that back into you. It is all about you. The more you do for yourself, the more he is going to do for you. When you do things for him, when you do all the little extras and you worry about him and you put out his clothing and his vitamins and you do his laundry and you take his car in, no. Absolutely not. That's what a mother does. You're not a mother. That's unattractive. Mothering is unattractive. Okay, so no reverse princess treatment. Literally none. What you do for him. You boost his ego. You make him feel like the smartest, the sexiest, the funniest, the everything. He is king of the castle. You make him feel that way with your words, but we're not buying him gifts. I will occasionally write my husband a note. Occasionally. Maybe he has a love language. Maybe, you cooking him dinner is like the thing that he loves and you do that for him. Maybe there's like a thing or two, okay? But in the general, no. On his birthday, I make him feel special. On Father's Day, I make him feel special. Day to day though, me being here is the gift. That is the extra love and affection. And there's other things as a woman that I can do. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, I can do those things. You can do that. And then you pour it into him by building his ego and making him feel amazing.
Yep. So
I'm assuming that you understood it correctly from what I understood. And I feel bad for her husband. I really feel bad for her husband. And I can't believe she said, don't pour anything in. Then she kind of started backtracking, going, well, maybe this one. I mean, she literally said, pour nothing in. It's all about me.
It's literally all about me. And David, I'm going to tell, close up on David's face. Do that again, David. Oh, he's mad. Oh, you're squeezing my hand hard. Okay.
I don't want to, some people can push my buttons, and for some reason, she's not pushing my buttons as much as the concept is so opposite of what makes relationships work.
Yes, that's right.
If you're watching Miss Princess Lady, number one, I don't know who is watching this, and I pray they find someone else to watch, because you were giving such horrific advice. She is not acting out any type of faith. If she has any faith in her life, she is not acting it out. So I'm not trying to jump and shove that down, but it's the exact opposite way we're supposed to live.
In a marriage. Well, you're right. Live, period.
In a little bit, just being a human being.
But let me give you the words of Larry Watkins, our marriage counselor. The reason I truly believe that Jesus and Larry are the reason that we are married today, and a whole lot of work we put into it. The words that he said were out-serve each other.
We literally just mentioned this on an episode or two ago, but before all this. That's the key. If people go, what's the key to a happy marriage? Serve each other.
And Larry once said, and I'll never forget, he said, every story is looking for a hero. Every circumstance is looking for a hero. Every day we need a hero. You be the hero. And I remember sitting at the session, me and you, and I went, who be the hero? And he said, exactly. I said, are you talking to me or him? Yes. Be the hero. Plan on being the hero that shows up today. And if you both plan it, then everything will be taken care of. What bothered me, David, and I'm getting all beside myself, is that everybody and their mother had a problem with the first princess treatment video, but not a lot of people had a problem with this princess treatment video, because this princess treatment video says what the world says, which is it is all about me. It is all about me feeling okay, me making myself feel good. I want to be attractive to my spouse, and mothering him is unattractive. So therefore, it's going to be about me and what I can do and not about him. And what happens? Everybody gets behind that. Everybody's fine with that. And that's what burned me up. So I wanted to see if maybe I had been hearing it wrong. If you were going to say, baby, I think you're misunderstanding what she's saying, but you're not misunderstanding. I'm not.
I do. I think you are spot on. I think we all of us, you have to wake up every day to fight selfishness, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that. So that is a big thing that probably maybe that didn't hit some people as wrong. I also have to feel after the first one, a lot of people didn't want to waste the time to hear a word come out of her mouth. And so they were just like, I know she's got no value to bring to my life, so I'm not going to listen to this. And there's not another...
For those of you who thought I was the opinionated one.
And there's not another princess in the house?
No, there's not.
First of all...
How's that going for her daughter?
First of all, maybe she's trying to come up with something on the princess level. I've always treated you like a queen, though.
That's right.
So...
And how have you treated Remy Radke?
And she's a princess, and Rocco is a prince. Oh man, I don't get that.
So let me get this straight. So what you're saying, no, you can't even treat your child that way. So therefore, David should only open the door for me and never Remy, because by all means, we don't want to teach her what to expect for herself. David should never open the restaurant door as Remy's walking in. Just me, only me, not Remy. He should never, ever bring roses home for his daughter on her birthday. Because she's not the princess I am. Do you understand that every single thing David has ever done for Remy doesn't make me feel less, but makes me feel better? Because I chose a man who is showing her worth and value? What kind of crazy, messed up world are we living in when we have to be so proud as women that we can't have our husbands show any attention to our daughters? What? I don't even understand that.
How insecure are you?
How insecure?
You know what? I'm just curious, and I have a question. Do you remember the show? We love this show, Waiting for Guffman.
I bet a lot of people haven't seen that, but we love it.
It's I mean, like if you like Spinal Tap or Best in Show, I mean, it's kind of a funny little quirky thing. But there's a guy on there called Guffman. No, he wasn't Guffman.
Guffman was the talent
guy
scout
they were waiting for.
Yeah.
Corky. Always talked about his wife, always said this, always said that. Corky didn't have no wife.
Corky would talk about his wife like this. We're putting on a play this weekend, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait for my wife to come and see it. And I literally have laid out her clothes and her wigs and her jet jewels. And I also picked out myself in a pink suit. And she's going to get, and you're like, Corky, you don't have a wife.
I think the princess lady, she ain't got no husband.
David!
She ain't got no husband.
What if we did some investigative journalism and she didn't have a husband? I'm just saying, we did hear alarms. We did hear alarms in that first one. And perhaps she had maybe stuffed his body and put it in a rocker like Norman Bates at the Bates Motel. All right. I got to cut to a break because I'm verklempt. I'm hot. I'm having a hot flash, but it's not because of menopause. Okay. It's from Pritz's treatment lady. Okay. So we're going to go to break while you listen to these commercials. I'm going to kiss on him and show him a little love. All right. We'll be right back.
The Radke Show is being brought to you today by Melissa's new book, Chicken Fried Women: Friendship, Kinship, and the Women Who Made Us This Way. This book is a love letter to the Southern women who raised Melissa, scolded Melissa, and taught her how to make gossip sound like a prayer request. It's her most hilarious book yet, and it's available right now wherever books are sold. All right, back to the show.
Completely moving on from that, let's move into a little time of our show that David and I always have a laugh at, and I think y'all do as well. We're doing something a little different today. David Radke, you and I have argued over the last couple of days. Who knows what it's about? Randomness, things that don't really ever probably even matter, but we've argued over the last couple of days. And we are now going to discuss our real feelings and what drives us crazy about the other in a sketch I like to call The Close Talking Brit. David, you will place your forehead on mine, And I will tell you what bothers me in a British accent. We will have to work out our problems in a British accent while close talking. Are you ready for this?
All right.
Would you like to go first or would you like me to go first?
No, you go. I do not endorse ever wearing your hat backwards.
I think he's cute when he does it. We're going to have to talk really loud. If I have said it once, I have said it 1,000 times, David. I don't like to help you. Look at maps on the phone. I can't do it. I don't understand how to do it. And when you say to me, look for a place to eat, I don't know if the place is where we're headed or back. So therefore, when I say there's an Arby's, I don't know if the Arby's is forward or backward. And you're never going to make me understand maps. So stop asking me to help you.
I hear you.
I'm going to David. He said, I hear you.
Am I supposed to edit that?
Oh, come on, kid.
I think it's quite funny that your complaint to me is about maps, because my complaint to you is about never helping when we're traveling. You act like you're a princess or something, and you can't even tell me where you want to eat. What say ye?
I don't know why you're the grumpiest Englishman I've ever seen. This is not how Idris Elba would ever talk to me. I just don't like to help you, Davy. I don't want to ever help you ever again in the car. It puts me in a real predicament. Emotionally, mentally. You know how they say Jesus is your co-pilot? I prefer you just ask him questions.
All right, then here's the deal. You can never complain if we eat at a gas station or restaurant.
Deal. Oh. We actually just got that worked out right here live on the air.
Good stuff. That's good stuff right there. Yeah, that's not made up. Hey, today was very interesting.
It was different. It was a good one to discuss this kind of stuff.
Today was very interesting. So we really appreciate you guys watching us. We've had so many of you email us, message us, DM us. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, make sure that you are watching and subscribing. A woman DM'd me last week and was like, well, I didn't know y'all released one on Wednesday. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, Margaret. I told you to subscribe. We don't ever know when, we know it's going to be every Tuesday and Thursday, but come holiday time or whatever, we may have more to say, in which case we want to put in an extra. We'll never shortchange you, but we might over deliver.
We might long change you.
It reminds me of a time.
A long shank.
That reminds me of a time I had to sing for this preacher. He was preaching at a revival. And after I finished singing, I went and sat down and he said I'm going to start tonight with a story about a fellow in history. His last name was Longshank. And he would look at me because he had a long shank. Also, he was speaking at a women's event. Like and subscribe because you never know when we might over deliver, and we want to over deliver to you. So make sure you're following us and you're subscribing so that you don't miss a thing. And also, we would love a 5-star review if you have it in your heart.
I feel really bad. I've got to cut this short because our arborist is here.
He shows up at the worst times. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Radke Show. We're going to end now so that you can go and love on your people. Till next time.